It is another edition of the On the Mic podcast, and I think, I mean, no one keeps record of this, but I think this man is the number one interview on this podcast from the PFL. This might be like our fifth time talking. I'm always excited to talk to him, and now I've also learned if I ask him for 2 seconds, he will give me 2 seconds. The one and only Cassius Clay Collard. Clay, how are you, sir?
I'm doing very well, brother. How are you?
I'm good, man, and yeah, happy for you so far in 2023. Everything has gone. I'm according to plan, and we'll get into that. But first and foremost, just this year, how have things been going for you? We talked last year. We talked, a little bit coming into this year, but how have things been for you this year so far?
I mean, things are well. My baby's healthy. My family's healthy. We're training hard every day. We got a good team behind us, so things, we got to knock out this year. We got to finish this year, so that's a plus. Things are well.
I love it, man, and obviously glad to hear the family's doing well. Without getting into too deep into your upcoming matchup, you'll be facing Shane Burgos here on August 23rd in New York City for the PFL playoffs. You're in the main event. You two will be the main event. What do you make of Shane as an opponent, as he's come into the PFL? I know that was a big splash signing for the PFL. What do you make of Shane in this matchup?
I think it's a great matchup for me. It's something I've kind of been looking forward to for a little while, is fighting another ex-UFC guy with a big name, He's got 3 points, you know what I'm saying? So he lucked out and made it into the playoffs. And yeah, I just want to jump in there and get him back out of there where he belongs.
I obviously there's a lot of controversy surrounding him getting into the playoffs. Do you have any opinion on that? You don't care? You were going to beat up whoever, or like you said, now it is another UFC guy with a name, and you wanna get him out of there?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really think too much in it. PFL made the decision, and I stand by the promotion. So whether it was Bruno or whether it was Shane, it doesn't matter to me. I'm just ready to get locked in the cage. It does there is that added bonus of, he's got a big following and he's got the bigger name and, ex-UFC and all this. So that's just bonus, bonus points for beating him up.
I was going to ask what a win over Shane Burgos means to you, but just by the sound of things, from what I see, it's just business as usual for you. And with that being said, there's no added yup, got another UFC guy out of there, or is there a little of, you're kind of you've been with PFL from the start, man, and you've really paved your own way, and here you are. Is this kind of a little bit of sense of pride in this fight as well?
I'm PFL's my house, man, and they keep signing these guys and bringing them over, and I'm not exactly sure how much they're paying him, but it's probably more than me, So I would just want to establish myself even further, that I'm the man in PFL and I'm the man to beat, and I'm the entertaining fight, and I'm the one they should be, tagging that money to my name instead of signing all these big names. I'm the big name. So I beat Pettis, I beat Stevens. I plan on, beating Burgos. So
Are you about to be known as the UFC killer?
The people can give me whatever nickname the people want to give me. I'm just here to entertain.
I mean, it is, listen, all jokes aside, it is very credible for you and to you to have those wins on your resume. But I know there's a bigger goal in sight, obviously, and that's winning the the world title, getting the money, all of that. Um, Obviously, you go and do what you expect to do against Shane Burgos. Do you have a preference in who you'd like to see in the finals?
So from the beginning of the year, my eyes have been on the Canadian gangster. I think he's the one to beat. He's number 2 seed. He's undefeated coming into into this year, and yeah, he's the guy to beat. So he's the one I want to fight for sure.
I was gonna say I am scheduled to talk to him later today. Is there a message to OAM?
He's an awesome guy. My kid's a big fan of him. He asked him, "Oh, can I get a picture?" And he took a picture with my boy. So yeah, he's a stand-up dude. As far as I just hope he does well, and that we can see each other in the championship, and I look forward to a tough fight.
I would say, all bias aside, because I've talked to you so much, but I would say all bias aside, I think I would love that fight. That's two gamers. I think that would be a hell of a war. Have you talked to your boy and let him know, like, hey, listen, Dad might have to fight your favorite guy over here in the finals?
Yeah, I think I'll win. I'll win his vote if it's me versus OAM. So
Yeah.
I
would hope
think
so, right? Otherwise,
he might root for me. He might not. Either way, I'm gonna take care of him.
that's awesome, man. And I love to hear it. And I know, like I said, we talked last year, we talked this year, and I can just tell things just feel better in talking to you because you're getting things done the way you've always wanted them to get done, the way you've expected them to get done, finishes, wins, all of that. We're talking about, you kind of standing your ground with the PFL. Last time we talked, we did talk about Jake Paul and the super fights and all of that. Is that something now? Obviously, no questions asked. You're focused on the rest of this, playoffs and 2020 and ending 2023 on a high note. But would that be something you'd pursue in 2024? Are you looking to get a part of that?
Man, if the money's right, yeah, I'm willing to jump over in and box. I'd love to beat up one of those guys. I feel like I'm a better boxer than Nate Diaz. So, he keeps grabbing these other guys, but maybe we'll get lucky enough, and I'll get noticed enough, and he'll take notice, and maybe I get that big fight. Who knows?
I'll propose something. Obviously Jake said he might in PFL. They're saying a 2024 debut with the PFL. I mean, he said he's offered Nate Diaz a 1-1. Why not have Cassius Clay Collard on that same card? And if it's not in the cage, why don't we have it under PFL and have you in the boxing ring? We know what you can do for PFL inside the cage. I would love to see some type of crossover, boxing and MMA card in one night. Would you be open for that?
Yeah, man. Hey, man, I'm always down to fight.
I know you're always down to fight.
Whether it's in a square, whether it's in a circle, the smart cage, the ring, line them up, baby.
Yeah, I think that would be awesome. And if, PFL wants to make that happen next year, I won't take any credit. But if we get some MMA and some boxing on the same card and you're a part of it, just pay Cassius Clay. That's the only thing I ask.
Yes, sir.
Moving forward, though, this season format, and I know you don't sit on Twitter and social media all day, but there is talks of a possible purchasing of Bellator, and you've already been a guy who has welcomed the former UFC fighters into the PFL and the Smart Cage. What are your thoughts on that? Would you be open to facing some of Bellator's best talent?
I'm one of the best in the world, man, and that's a fact. So, and if they do end up buying Bellator and they bring over some big names and big guys that think they're tough, I like beating up tough guys. So I'm always down. Like I said, I'm always down. Let's scrap.
I absolutely agree. And for you though, moving forward, that's a big purchase, right? And if you look at roster size, that changes a lot of things, bringing over Bellator's roster, integrating it with PFL's roster. Would you want to keep the season, the season format going if there was kind of a purchase and an integration of rosters and just have a longer, bigger tournament? Or would you be like more wanting for just a more standard MMA kind of promotion where it's multiple events and it's no longer points and all that kind of stuff?
Honestly, I love the tournament format. I say they take the top 8 guys and they still do that. And then, during that off season and that off time, then let's do some just shows, let's do some bigger shows. Let's do some pay-per-view shows and let's put me on those as well. Cause
And
I
pay
love
them.
fighting.
No,
Yeah.
man.
I got 4 boys, man. They eat a lot. They eat a
Well,
lot.
you have an opportunity to provide very well for them here, not only in this fight against Shane Burgos, but as I said, as long as things go according to plan for you in the finals, I can only imagine, I know the money's got to be right, but as you said, you are one of the best in the world. And I think there would be no better, and I'm not blowing smoke or kissing ass. I remember how your story really rose to stardom and during the COVID times and the boxing world. And I don't think I'd be more happier for somebody than yourself to see a belt wrapped around your waist, to see you go on and win everything, and what that would mean not only to your career but to personally. And I mean that sincerely. When it comes to Shane Burgos, I think everyone knows most of the time expect war, and I think that you stand in front of the line and say I'm ready. Is there any special preparation or anything that you've really thought about in a fight with Shane Burgos? Are you ready for this crazy war that may happen?
Man, he sat there and wrestled the Yamato, He took
Yeah.
him down and he laid and prayed the whole time. So as much as I'm hoping for the war. Once he starts getting beat up a little bit, I see him trying to do that lay and pray bullshit where he just takes me down and tries to body head. Like, I mean that he was doing that with Yamato when he needed points and he needed the knockout to get into the tournament. You know what I'm saying? From the get-go, he took him down and was holding him down. So it's like, you're supposed to be ready for war, walk forward, bang, let's go, and you're wrestling. So sorry, my girl's over here.
You're good. You're good.
Giving me the bird for some reason. No, so yeah, I'm hoping for that war. I think once he starts getting beat up, I'm gonna have to keep him off me and stop him from wrestling. So
I kind of spoke on it, but and I'll wrap this up because I don't want to take too much of your time. But what would it mean to you to get to the finals, to win the whole damn thing, and to really achieve something that I think is long overdue for you?
That's been a life dream of mine since I started this. Dreaming of this at 12 years old is to be a world champion. So, I mean, that's it. You know what I'm saying? Or world champion. Well, yeah, we want that gold money can't buy. You know what I'm saying? We want that big shiny gold money can't buy, and it's a dream come true. So, I've had a couple years where I've came real close and had controversial decisions and this and that, and the main thing's still the main thing. You know what I'm saying? We're still working towards that gold money can't buy. So it mean the world.
Well, I'm excited, and I love that. I love that line, and I know how I can angle my story now when I write it about you. As always, Cassius Clay Collard, man, I love talking to you. I anticipate and look forward to talking to you before the finals later this year. Super excited and always thankful for you giving me the time.
Heck yeah, brother. I hope you have a wonderful day.
Thank you.